We are building up towards a Sunday blockbuster. I could even say this is a top-of-the-table clash. I'm Digvijay Singh and Dav Whatmore, Sri Lanka's 1996 World Cup winning coach. Joining me, we are setting up India versus New Zealand. As you can see behind me, no Kane Williamson, Tom Latham standing in as captain of New Zealand. Both teams with 4 wins so far. Dav Whatmore, war in the mountains is going to be. Two teams red hot, two teams who have negotiated every bump that this World Cup has thrown at them.
And if they, each team, whoever loses is not going to be too much of a problem. You know, it's just a bit of a blip on the road, but it's bragging rights at the moment, and it's a good indication how each of these teams go about it. But it's a very interesting match, and obviously you'd want to win. You know, everyone's talking about Hardik Pandya's absence, and that's fair enough. We've almost got used to Kane Williamson not being there. You know, he came back for one match and then sadly got injured again. But the New Zealand team's playing without him for 3 out of 4 games. So, you know, we're just, you know, almost appearing to get used to him not being there, but he's a very important person for that team. And
that's the reason they haven't replaced him. They want him fit, perhaps for the business end. As things stand, you believe India and New Zealand are all but through to the semi-finals, because they've got 4 out of 4, 5 more games to come. They just need 2 more wins. Okay, but New Zealand in the past have always sort of been India's bogey team, especially when it comes to the global stage. We're going to see some numbers on our screen, India, New Zealand over the years. In fact, the striking one there was New Zealand have lost to India thrice at World Cups. 2 of those came in the '87 World Cup. In fact, India have not lost to New Zealand in an ICC event since 2003. That the World Cup where they reached the final and your team Sri Lanka reached the semis.
Yeah. Well, that's good for it's good for Indian supporters, and but you know,
you think the jinx will break at some point? They've never lost to they've never beaten New Zealand, and that's staggering, right? New Zealand somehow seem to have India's number.
It just happens like that sometimes. There are special,
20 years?
Yeah, special teams that they just generally do well at. I really don't know why. It just happens like that.
Okay, just look at this. Even since the last World Cup, remember New Zealand ended India's run in that World Cup. They reached the final. India, Mahendra Singh Dhoni run out on that throw at the end.
Guptill, wasn't it?
Yes, 3 for India, 4 for New Zealand since that World Cup. In World Cups, again, New Zealand 5. They've also, remember, won all 3 T20 matches at the T20 World Cup. They also won the World Test Championship a couple of years ago. Overall, India 58, New Zealand 50. Earlier this year, India scored big runs against them. Shubman Gill got a double 100 as well. But let's look at the most pressing issue. The headline act for the previous game we saw was the return of Ben Stokes. The headline story here is no Hardik Pandya for India. How big a loss is it?
It's huge, because he's the one player that fills both roles. He's a fast bowler of some note.
Bowls first change?
First change, and he gets wickets. He bats at number 6, which is a very important position, although the upper order's done so good that he hasn't really had much of a chance, but he's listed at number 6. He's a very good fielder, so he's difficult to, you know, to have a like-for-like replacement. I can't see there's a like-for-like. So he'll be missed. Absolutely, he'll be missed.
And that balance in that Indian squad is down to Hardik Pandya. So let's look at the contenders to replace him. As things stand, who are the 4 players sitting out? Ravichandran Ashwin, Mohammad Shami, you have Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav. So India, do India sort of say, oh, it's Dharamsala, we trust our bowling which has been doing so well, let's go in with 5 specialist bowlers, let's get in either Surya Kumar Yadav, those numbers on your screen aren't very great, but he is a match winner at 6 at that position which Hardik plays, or get in Ishan Kishan, who's more of a top order batter, but could do the job.
Yeah, the problem with 5 bowlers, I think they should have 5, but as we saw today, a bowler can get a little injury you know, and then he may not be able to bowl or complete his overs. If he did, and he's got an injury, you know, he may not bowl very well. So that's the risk you take when you only got 5. But I think it's worth the risk, and it's only for a stopgap, and it's also, you know, 4 wins out of 4. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out.
We've been talking about Shami as perhaps the one place he is sure to play could be Dharamsala, and he's been bowling brilliantly in the nets. I saw him bowl to Virat Kohli and Shubman in Ahmedabad in the nets.
Look at those numbers. 171 wickets in 94. Almost two. That's right.
Every match.
So I think, to me, I'd have no problem with him coming in to be a full bowler, knowing he's going to bowl a full 10 overs, and in his he will be taking Shardul Thakur's place.
You think he's playing ahead of Thakur? Can they have a situation where they play Thakur and Shami or Ashwin, or you think that leaves the batting rather undercooked?
I think the batting's a bit thin. I'm sure that they'd want to have...
Jadeja's hardly batted. Pandya's batted just once.
Yeah, but this is a top-of-the-table clash, and you're playing at another venue, which is perhaps, you know, the ball will move around a little bit in the air, maybe nipping off the wicket. Not sure what the conditions are yet, but it suggests it's more for the pace. So
in that case, then what's the harm in playing Shardul? Yes, he's gone for runs, but if this is his numbers, right? What's he got? 17 overs. He's gone for a lot of runs. Picked up just the 2 wickets. Economy not too good as well.
Yeah. So isn't that reason why?
No, but if they expect him to bat at number 8...
Yeah, but he's not a full batsman at number 6.
He scored runs.
Not at number 6. I think you need a full batsman.
Okay. So, you're going with Hardik out, Surya Kumar / Ishan there, Shardul out, Shami
in.
No Ashwin?
No Ashwin.
Not up there in the mountains?
Not in the mountains, but in Chennai, yes.
Okay. Horses for courses. Okay.
Yeah.
But let's look at... New Zealand. This is a New Zealand side which doesn't have Williamson, but also no place for Saudi and Ish Sodi. 2 players you think would have started this World Cup had they been fit or had the conditions dictated. But does that tell you about the depth in the New Zealand squad? That somebody in that order has to be underperforming for these 2 to come in. And Glenn Phillips was the likely candidate, but he was turning his arm over, getting wickets, and he scored big runs last time as well.
Not so much the depth, it's the quality of the bowlers that are actually in the team now. So they're keeping these other guys sitting on the bench, waiting for their turn to come in. So Henry and Bolt are right up there in the wicket takers, along with Santner. So these are the guys that are doing the job for New Zealand. That's one of the reasons why they're equal points with India on top of the table. So, you know, it's a good team. It's a team that, you know, is disciplined. Not many huge stars in it, but they just seem to do the right things.
Let's look at New Zealand's bowlers in this World Cup. In fact, Mitchell Santner is leading. He was leading the run charts as well. I think that's just been changed overall. But for them, 11 wickets for him, 9 for Matt Henry. And Santner also bowls on the power play, so he's probably going to be bowling against Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma at some stage.
Yeah, he bowls not so many overs, but he might just bowl 1, perhaps 2. But yeah, he's you know, he's right up there in the wicket takers, and look at his economy rate too. Not only does he get wickets,
but this, if you look at this, 4.4, 4.8, 4, Phillips part-timer. If you contrast this with the Indian bowlers, they've got similar numbers when it comes to the economy rates. Let's bring up India's top bowlers at this World Cup, and that will tell you why they're very similar teams. Because A, they get the wickets, and they're restricting teams, Dav.
Yeah, well...
3.6, 3.7, 4. Okay, these are the ones which are a bit problematic, but India won all games.
That's
because
right.
Those 3 are sort of...
There's a couple of 3s in there, but there weren't 3s in the New Zealand. They're still very good, but, you know, they're even better.
Yeah.
So, you know, Bumrah and Jadeja has been wonderful in the middle overs. And Kuldeep Yadav as well, because of that extra difficulty in the skill that he has. And he causes problems. And, you know, it's a wonderful thing to have in your team. He's playing really well and is a huge asset when it comes to India.
We've seen the bowlers. Let's bring up the batters. Let's see who's winning that battle on paper. What do we have? India's batters, Rohit Sharma, 265 runs, a big 100, couple of crucial knocks, 80 something he got a 48 in the last game. Yeah. Virat Kohli got 100 last time in that chase. The master of the chase, KL Rahul has chipped in. Shubman Gill starting to get towards where he should be. He's building up well. He got a double 100 against the Kiwis earlier this year, but different conditions, different. That was Hyderabad, I think, and this is a World Cup game in Dharamsala. So when I look at this, and I'm wondering, you know what? I have, and there's Shreyas Iyer somewhere there as well, 97. He's starting to look decent. Sort of can take that risk and play 6 bowlers?
No.
No?
No.
I'm trying to goad you.
Yeah, no.
You're not falling for the trap.
They are very good players. I'm not suggesting otherwise, but I just feel, and the reason why Hardik Pandya keeps his place as well is because he can bat at number 6. It's not that he's a good bowler who he can bat a bit. He's a full batsman at number 6.
So let's look at this. Sharma, Gill open, Kohli 3, Iyer 4, Rahul 5. So if it's a straight toss-up for 6, I don't see Ishan Kishan fitting there. Then you have to go with the finisher, Suryakumar Yadav.
Well, Ishan Kishan also had some success batting down the order,
5.
didn't he? Yeah, but 5 and 6, middle order, you know. It's a decision the selectors will have to make. But for me, I think Suryakumar Yadav deserves a go. He's more inclined to bat in that middle order.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd go for him, give him a chance.
Okay, let's look at the team Dav Whatmore has picked. We're not putting pressure on Rahul Dravid and the others and Rohit Sharma, but this is Dav Whatmore's predicted playing 11. So you've gone, run us through it, you've gone with Rohit and Shubman, no surprises, the top 4-5 picks itself.
Yep.
Let's see.
Number 6.
You get a feeling you've got... There you have him, you have Suryakumar Yadav.
Number 6, yeah. Okay. Number 7, Jadeja. Number 8, Kuldeep Yadav.
Bumrah at 9. Shami comes in 10. And Siraj. That looks a decent side.
Maybe the only thing that you could have another discussion about, the only thing, is Shardul can still come back in place of Mohammad Siraj for one game. Yeah.
So there you. Sure. I think they're going to back Siraj simply because while he goes for runs, in that second half of the innings, he's coming and picking up wickets, and ultimately that's what they want.
But if you want that extra batsman before you, after
he's been the number 1 bowler the last couple of years.
Yeah, but the last couple of, he's been a bit expensive though. You'll have to agree with that.
Yeah, but they've also got Rohit and Virat and firing. They sort of make up for it.
I'm trying to give you another scenario. You know, that's an option if they want to go for the little bit more of a safety route. So they have a number 8 bowler who can bat, and then you still got a full bowler in Mohammad Shami. So
6 bowlers.
No, 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're taking Siraj out, putting Shardul Thakur in, who was a little bit
sure that if that's the only option, that he's the 5th bowler.
Yeah. All I'm suggesting, it's an option that they can go down.
Okay, an option. Let's see how that pans out. Okay, let's bring up New Zealand's playing 11. This is not the playing 11. This is Dav Whatmore's predicted playing 11.
No change here.
No change for you?
No change.
No Saudi. No Saudi. Dharamsala. You want to risk Saudi somewhere?
Yeah. Well, you know, who's playing badly for them to come in?
Yeah.
You know.
Horses for courses.
It's a very important game. Yeah, so Santner and Ravindra bowls anyway because he bats at number 3, so you don't need a second spinner. And 3 fast bowlers, you know, all 3 doing well. Bolt, Ferguson, Henry. Henry's been really good. So I can't see a change in that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Dav now to tell us where this match will be won, and he's going to reply, let's look at my key battles. Let's bring up the key battles Dav Whatmore thinks will decide this top of the table clash. We've also looked at some other numbers. We'll have them on our screens. The first one, Rohit Sharma versus Trent Bolt, former teammates as well as at the Mumbai Indians in the IPL. Lots of runs for him and aggression. We are seeing a lot of aggression from Rohit Sharma, and he's a wily old fox, isn't he? Trent
Bolt? Well, he is, and you'd expect a fast bowler to do battle with an opening batsman. And pick Trent Boult. I think, you know, he's one that can move the ball.
Get it back into Rohit.
He's intent. He's very aggressive
some
himself.
Swing as well, hopefully.
Yep, he'll get some swing up there in Dharamsala. But his intent is always good. You know, even if he gets knocked around for a 4, he comes in, he runs in. He doesn't. He always runs in hard and he gives 100%. So I think that's worthy of a battle.
Okay.
You know, interesting because this guy, as you said, is aggressive and it's working for him. You know,
some calculated risks.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some other graphics which I really want to bring up on our screens because when you look at a key battle, it's not just on reputation, but we've sort of looked at numbers and we've got up. This is Rohit Sharma versus Trent Boult across international cricket.
Yeah.
Not the IPL, but across international cricket. Okay, he's 29 matches and he's got him out 8 times.
Well, it's nearly 4 times. Every 4th time he bowls him, he gets him out nearly. That's encouraging. He'll be hoping to get that dismissals number up to number 9.
Yeah.
One more in this game.
And it's important they get him early because he can take the game away.
Well, that's right. You know, he's got the ability to and do it with ease too.
So Kohli kills you with 1,000 cuts with the way he runs.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma is the destroyer.
Yeah, a little bit of lazy elegance as well. You know, he just doesn't seem to expend a lot of energy. Bang, it goes.
Loves the World Cup stage.
Yeah, and he's done very well. So every chance that he could continue on with his form too, you know.
Okay, let's look at the next one. Next key battle, India versus New Zealand. That is going to come up. That's got, what?
I've got Shubman Gill, because these guys who bat up the... No, well, let's go Virat Kohli.
You've got Virat Kohli and Mitchell Santner.
Yeah.
So Kohli is a player who runs very hard. I'm not sure he can run that much on this ground. He still get the 2s.
Yeah.
He gets
No
the 2s
3s.
when he's... I mean, the other day, he's fielded under that hot sun for 50 overs. Then he gets a bit of a breather, and then he's out. And then he's running, in his 90s, he's running 2 2s. That's a testament to his fitness. And Santner, you think is going to be very key.
He's an athlete too, isn't he? He can bat, very good bowler, great fielder. Saw the catch he took, almost the catch of the series, I reckon. So he's a wonderful competitor. You know, he's not going to just give it up. At some point, he's going to be bowling. You know, and I feel that Virat Kohli will more than likely get a start, whoever he bats against. But he's going to come up against a left-arm spinner, a very good spinner, who hasn't got too many tricks, but very good in his accuracy and his controlling of his speed in the air. So that'll be a really good battle to see how he counteracts Mitchell.
In fact, I've got some numbers of Kohli versus Santner again, like
is it good
with Rohit and the other one, Boult. Okay, this is all matches again, all matches. 283 runs in 416 balls. Remember, there's a bit of Test cricket in there as well. Dismissed by him just 4 times.
Every
so one
6.
every 6.
Yeah.
But he's not dominating him like the way you expect. Again, Kohli runs very hard, and you don't realize it. And suddenly you see, you know what? Hey, he's batting 70-80.
Yeah, I think his 10 overs are going to be, batsmen hard-working shots against him. Knock it, knock it, knock it.
No risks.
No risks. The odd boundary will come. You know, the odd one he does bowl that's short, he can open up through the offside. But generally speaking, you know what you're going to get when you're facing Santner. You're not going to get too many easy ones. So it's up to you as a batsman to be equal to it and just pick the gaps.
Okay.
Knock it into the gaps.
Okay, let's look at our next battle. This is battle number 3. Now we've got this. Let's go to the next one.
Is that Conway?
The next battle, battle number 3. This one,
good.
Shubman Gill
Yeah,
versus Matt Henry. Matt Henry is among the wickets. Shubman Gill getting back to form, class act. And they're already saying that you had Tendulkar, who followed on from the great Gavaskar. Then after Tendulkar, you had Rohit and Virat Kohli. And now you have the next big superstar waiting in the wings.
Yeah, and he's not disappointing, is he? You know, despite that little illness for a short period of time, he came back and one game he took a little bit of time, but the second game he was looking good. And what I see when I watch him is that each ball he faces, his intent is to score. How can I score off that ball? And he's smart enough to decide, work out those decisions in a split second. Okay, I can't, I'm going to play defensively.
That's a hallmark of a champion batter.
Yeah, and he looks, he's got time. and he plays beautifully through the covers, you know, and it's really easy on the eye, and it's another lazy
But as we've
elegance.
seen against New Zealand earlier this year, when he has to go, he goes.
Yeah,
he can really hit those big sixes. He can, if you've got 200 in a one-day international, and you can tonk it as well. He can be the class if he wants.
He's got a very, very bright future, hasn't he? You know, and good luck to him. He's a good young player. And we wish him well. But he's going to have to go against a guy who's up there with the wickets, Matt Henry, who likes to bowl and get wickets in World Cups. So
good battle.
Yeah, it's a very good battle.
Okay, let's look at battle number 4. What do we have? Okay, Jasprit Bumrah, leading wicket taker, most frugal bowler for India, against the man leading the run charts for the Kiwis, Devon Conway.
Yeah.
It's worked for him, this IPL stint.
Absolutely.
Won it with the Chennai Super Kings under MS Dhoni. And Jasprit Bumrah is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's a once-in-a-generation bowler.
Surely. Yeah, he's a little bit of a different action, but very good, good results with it. The thing I like with Conway, when I see him, is his steeliness in his mind. You can see it in the eyes that he doesn't give it away. You know, and he's got some really good skill, both sides of the wicket, and he's got a little bit of, you know, intestinal fortitude to hit over the top as well. And I just think with him, it's not a surprise to see him up there with the runs. You know, a little unfancied when you compare him to other names in this tournament, but pound for pound, you know, he'll box on, and he will not let you down.
He's the Manny Pacquiao of this counter-punching New Zealand team, isn't he?
Yeah.
But if he's Manny Pacquiao, what's he? Mike Tyson?
Well, he's...
Tyson's controversial. Is he Tyson Fury, or do we go back to the great Ali? You know, I can go on and on.
Well, there's a number of those heavyweights that impresses, but they're both very good at their work. Yeah. You know, and that. Really
Both are thinking
intriguing.
cricketers.
That's an intriguing battle for me, you know. So good luck to them both. I'll be watching very, very intently.
Yes, these are your battles. You know, we're going to judge you at some point of time. Final one, please.
Okay, Latham. Yeah.
Okay, Tom Latham, the captain who got runs in the last game as well.
He hasn't disappointed.
Runs.
Yeah, not just last game. Yeah, he doesn't let you down too often at all. So he's another busy bee. With a lot of skill, lefty as well. And
Father played a World Cup.
Yeah, he surely did. And this reverse sweeping is very good too. Both conventional sweeps and reverse sweeping.
But he's got a bag of tricks. In fact, he's India's X factor. In a sense, if you look at it, what really impressed me, I expected Kuldeep to go for runs and get wickets. But he's kept the runs very tight, and teams have struggled. Bangladesh struggled against him. The moment he came back on, when that Babar and Rizwan stand was on, he kept things very tight. And he's doing a great job for India in those middle overs. He's not allowing teams to rush at India.
Where he's improved, what you're saying basically, is that he's not bowling the full ball, a boundary ball.
Boundary ball.
Right? So it's very rarely now he bowls a boundary ball. The short one he drags down and he gets hit. So once you start doing that, and then you've got a difficulty for batsmen to read, then you got someone special. And being a lefty as well, you know, Latham's got to watch out for the googly, the one that comes in. So no gap between bat and pad, bat in front of the pad when it's a googly, so you avoid being LBW as well.
Okay, the final battle is not on our screens. I'm going to ask that to Dav Whatmore. Where do you think this match is going to be won?
Oh, I think the ability of the bowlers on that pitch, you would think at Dharamsala it's going to do a little bit. So they're going to, I think, be a little happier bowling there than they would be at Wankhede, that's for sure, or Chinnaswamy.
Do India chase? Because we saw what happened in the South Africa game.
It's a day-night game too, isn't it?
Day-night game. We saw the South Africa-Netherlands game. Do India chase? They've always chased in this World Cup. But under lights, that ball can...
Well, that's right. So, you know, that'll be another interesting decision to make. Is there any dew there?
Dew's expected to come in.
Okay.
Yeah. What I heard from Latham in the press conference, Dew came in pretty early last evening.
Then, you know, that could influence the captain's decision when he wins the toss. I just feel the ability to bowl and get wickets, that'll determine the winner, I think.
Okay, too close to call at the moment. But, well, top of the table clash. Both teams playing very, very well. And they haven't lost a game so far. Somebody's going to lose on Sunday. Hopefully we get a contest, not a one-sided game. This game deserves a contest. From Dav Whatmore and me, we're signing off for now. This is WION World of Cricket.